Okay, everybody, we are live with Marvel Superheroes Early Access on Arena. Chance for you to uh, look at some sealed pools and get a little bit of experience and understanding of the cards and how they work together before this weekend's pre-release. As usual on this channel, we will focus on sealed for the most part and building sealed pools to try to help people going into pre-release season and have some pools to be able to look at. So let's dive right in and try to get a first pool here. Taking a look at some of our rares initially, a chance to get used to some of these initial cards. We have the Mind Stone, which is definitely going to be a value sought card in paper. Um, playing off of Soul Stone in the Spider-Man set. Um, I'm sure there's going to be an incentive at some point to collecting all the Infinity Stones, so that's a thing. But anyway, we have a 2-mana indestructible artifact that adds white. I mean, that's already quite a nice mana rock that's costing one less than typical mana rocks do. And then it has the 6-mana harness ability. Um, and it basically allows you to blink uh, a creature at the end at your end step um, over and over again. So um, as many in as many turns after that as you want. Um, so let's look from there and look at some of the other cards that are touching white. We have Captain America Wings of Freedom, 3-mana, 3/1, flying, first strike, and ward 1. So it's got a little bit of protection. When Captain America attacks, each other hero you control gets +X/+X, where X is Captain America's toughness. Notably, that starts at 1. So when Captain America attacks, you're getting +1/+1. So you want Captain America to wear counters or to wear equipment, which obviously is good flavor with Captain America, right? Then we have another card touching white in the Superhero Civil War. This card is pretty bonkers. Saga for 3 red white. Gain control of 2 target creatures with total mana value, or of up to 2. Sorry, you don't have to target 2. With total mana value 6 or less for as long as this saga remains on the battlefield. That's pretty great. Creatures you control get +1/+1 in vigilance until end of turn, and then it becomes a fight spell at the end. So we can definitely see a world in which these 3 cards are played together, right? That looks pretty good, especially because Mind Stone lets us blink a permanent, and therefore Mind Stone would let us blink Civil War at whatever point we'd like to reboot the. We'd obviously have to do it before we get to step 3 because the blinking happens at the end step. But the nice thing is you can get step 1 or chapter 1 of the saga and chapter 2 of the saga, and then you could repeat that if you wanted to. Maybe if you're finding a way to, your opponent has to trade the creatures off. Obviously, the nice thing about the saga is you can just have one of the creatures you stole fight another creature before control of it goes back to your opponent, so that's pretty cool. And then from there, we should maybe look at the other card touching red to see if we have a red-white deck forming here. Quicksilver, Brash Blur, 1-mana, 1/1. If it's in your opening hand, you can start with him on the battlefield and it's haste. That's pretty sweet, right? We're kind of like Shadows of Ragavan a little bit, Power Monkey. And then, later on in the game, Quicksilver can become a 2/2 double striker later on for 5 mana. So, yeah, nice little kind of attacking package here. Not bad. Dark Fortress is one of the rare dual lands. I have called these um, um, the basically enters lands because you only get the 2 colors of mana if it entered this turn or you control a basic. Obviously in limited, you're going to be controlling basics a lot of the time. So this is going to be pretty sweet, like not tapped land. It's only going to be tapping for colorless on like your first turn, effectively, if it's the first land you play, and you probably have some control over that. So so if we end up wanting to splash black here, red white looks like it's going to be one of the only possibly aggro color pairs out of the legitimately 10 color pairs we have. So anyway, we'll have to see if we have any, uncommons that are touching black that we like. And then we have a number of other cards that seem to be making like a green-blue package. Worlds Within Worlds, exile all creatures. Each player may put any number of creature cards from their hand onto the battlefield, then put all cards exiled this way into their owner's hands. So you're exiling the creatures and putting them back into the owner's hands. So that's kind of the blue effect, like pick up all your stuff. But then it would benefit you if you have a bunch of creatures in your hand and your opponent doesn't. So maybe with blue card draw, or please pay attention to the order here. Like exile all creatures, you don't get to put any of them into the battlefield. You exile the creatures, they're gone for now. Then creatures that are in your hand that aren't those can go onto the battlefield, and then your exiled creatures come back to your hand. It's very weird. It's like, yeah, it's the flavor of the worlds, right? We're going to a totally different world. Like we can come back to the world that we're in, but right now we're in a totally different place. So Ant-Man pictured like the quantum realm and so on. But it's a weird board wipe-ish. It's very strange. Like this card would definitely have to be built around, and it's kind of weird. Then let's see, we have Mole Man, Moloid Master, 3 mana 1/1. Please don't get too excited about that to start with, but you may play lands from your graveyard. Black Green has a graveyard theme. When a land you control enters, create a 1/1 minion named Moloid. Notably, that minion is not legendary, like a lot of things in this set are, so you can have a bunch of Moloids. When this token attacks, you may mill a card. Very few ways to self-mill in this set, and making these Moloids is one of them. I'm nervous about 3 mana 1/1s. My initial take on this card is it's probably not going to be very good, but we'll see. We'll see how stuff happens. Make an army of 1/1s with landfall. We'll see. Bruce Banner, 1 mana 1/1 that can repeatedly draw X cards. Pay 2, draw 1 card. Pay 4, draw 2 cards. Pay 6, draw 3 cards. That's an unexciting rate. What's exciting about it is you could do it repeatedly. And what's more exciting about that is Bruce Banner is going to be pretty good in blue-black, where there's definitely a when you draw your second card theme. And Bruce Banner helps you do that, like pay 2 mana and get to do that every turn if you want. And then, but notice Bruce Banner also is actually kind of a 3-color card. Pay 6 mana, including double red and double green, to transform Bruce Banner into the Incredible Hulk, 8/8 monster. And when 8/8 reach trample, when it's dealt damage, put a counter on him, and then have additional combat phases. You kind of want to actually hurt yourself, like, egg the Hulk on as the Hulk's allies or something like that, right? Again, requires some build around if you actually want to transform this card, because you're not just going to be gifted 3 colors of mana in this format, at least not as easily as you were in the format before. So just, there's some build around aspect to this. Okay. Secret Invasion, 3 mana enchantment. When this aura enters, exile up to 1 target creature other than this enchanted creature. An enchanted creature, the one you put this on, which has to be one of your creatures, becomes a copy of that creature until this aura leaves. Enchanted creature has Ward 2. The creature does. The aura does not have Ward 2. The creature does. So you're basically turning your creature into potentially their best thing. It's kind of a cool copy effect. Wizards has gotten really good with unique copy effects. But I mean, if I'm looking at these cards, I'm much more excited about how the red and the white cards play together than I am about some of the blue and green stuff. Um, so that's the direction I would initially be looking. So what we're going to do is I'm going to throw all of the rares and uncommons just into a random deck here. And then we'll pull this into seal deck and we'll start to look more closely here. So um, allow me just a moment to put that in decks, and then we'll go over here and we can get rid of this old seal deck. And this one is going to be found down here where we have literally none of the cards yet. And we're going to go and dump them into seal deck. So I'll pull up seal deck here. Let's pull this up for us here. Let's see. Actually, I don't think we want to do it that way. Sorry about that. I just created the wrong kind of source. We want to grab a window that has the stuff in it. Let's add this seal deck source here. Boom, right there. Let's go get it. And now you should be able to see that just fine. So we'll paste our deck in here. Oops, we need to go back and re-export. And now there we go. We'll get some cards. You should be able to see that up there. Okay, so we'll clear this for now. We'll sort by rarity, and we see all the cards we had. So we'll drag this kind of into two piles. I think I'm actually going to put well, it's fine. We'll drag the blue stuff down here and the green stuff over here and the blue-green stuff between it. We'll just kind of let that stuff sit there. We've talked about it before. White and white, red and red. Here's our dual land. What do we have in uncommon? We, especially are going to pay attention to some of the gold uncommons we might have. We do have War Machine, Legacy of Iron, 1/3 flyer that gives another target creature plus X equal to its power at the beginning of turn. So, I mean, this plays, nicely with some like kind of aggressive attacking things. We'll stick that down here. We have Black Widow as a card touching black. White black kind of has an attacks alone theme. So, do we have a creature that we might want to attack alone? Like Captain America wants to attack with other heroes, and notably Quicksilver and War Machine are both heroes. So Black Widow is a hero and a villain, allows something to attack alone, but and War Machine would do okay with something else attacking alone. We can move maybe Black Widow up here as a consideration. Like, what would we use this Dark Fortress for? It's a consideration. Killmonger is a great card. It's in different colors than we are aiming for, at least initially here. Hulk, would we want to splash a 5-mana 6/5 that gives our power-ups, causes our power-ups to be cheaper? That's kind of red-green's thing, 6/5 reach trample. This is more of a big dummy kind of situation. So we'll leave that alone for now. Let's look at Red Hulk, the 6-mana 6/7 reach trample. I mean, that's at least, not requiring a splash. When Red Hulk is dealt damage, put a counter on him, and then he deals damage equal to the number of counters on him to any other target. This is another kind of, can you damage yourself? If you have a reliable way to damage yourself, then that's kind of cool because you can just, trigger up and counter up. Notably, this is not once per turn, so damage it again, damage it again. Pings are great for this. So Red Hulk's, it's a big top end card, difficult to deal with, and It's a villain, not a hero, so it doesn't benefit from a lot of these other things. But you know, it's a strong card. It's worthy of considering including it. Then we can look at some of the white uncommons here. Agent Maria Hill, whenever Agent Maria Hill becomes tapped to pay a teamwork cost, which we have not seen on any of our cards yet, put a counter on her and draw a card. It's a 1-mana 2/1. That's a card that wants to attack, like, you know, drop it and then hopefully get 2 or 4 points in before opponent has blockers. And then maybe later you can tap it. We'll see if we have teamwork, but for now, it's an includable card. Political Triumph, 1-mana enchantment plan. Plans want, like, get counters when you do a thing, and then eventually they kind of go off once you've added enough counters to them. So when a creature you control enters, scry 1 and put a plan counter on. Repeatable scry 1 is pretty sweet for a deck that wants to be aggressive. Like, it's, you know, continually set up your next draws. Obviously, it's a terrible top deck card. But I think it's worthy of a consideration if we're already starting out, you know, kind of creature heavy with cards we might want to play. So we'll include it for now and see where it goes. Red Guardian Super Soldier. Gosh, she looks so much worse here than in the movies. But anyway, Red Guardian's a villain in white. White Black kind of has, I mean, Black Widow shows you there are some heroes and some villains. She kind of unifies them. But Red Guardian 2/2 flash for 3. When it enters, destroy target creature and opponent controls that dealt damage this turn. Interesting, isn't it? It's kind of the white version. We're almost reality fracturing early, aren't we? It's kind of the white version of the black card that's like destroy the creature that took damage. This could take down big things. Now, you're playing it with flash, which means you're holding up mana for this potentially. But realize it doesn't have to deal damage to your face. So another way this can be used is, like, let's say that you're attacking and a blocker dealt damage to you, and like they ate one of your creatures. You can now play Red Guardian and finish that creature off. I see a lot of utility with this card. This card's going to be super annoying because a lot of times, you know, if you're even if you're an aggressive deck, you're not necessarily spending your mana before combat, you know, and only spending it during if you're playing combat Drix. So your chances of having 3 mana up in second main, especially later in the game when there's big things you want to finish off with this, are pretty high. I kind of like this thing. We'll put it down there. And then we have Luke Cage, Power Man. There's a hero. 4 mana 2/5. When Luke Cage attacks alone, gets +2/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Okay, 4/5 indestructible attacking alone makes it you know, an annoying attacker. You imagine your opponent chump blocking this, right? So how do our other cards help this? War Machine buffs its power a little bit. Captain America doesn't buff it unless Captain America also attacks. Luke Cage doesn't right now seem like it's fitting our deck very well. So I'm going to leave Luke Cage out. And then let's look at some of the other cards that we have here. A couple of Kid Lokis, 1-mana 1/1s. Each creature you control that you've put counters on this turn has hexproof when you draw your second card. Now notice how well that plays with Bruce Banner, by the way. Put a 1/1 counter on Kid Loki, and then Kid Loki itself has hexproof, and it's interesting, right? I mean, you could put those into the blue pile and see where we end up here. 2 copies of that. Tons of legendary creatures. Every creature above common is legendary, I think. So maybe you may or may not play one or both. You kind of want this card in your opening hand, I guess. Justice. We have 2 copies of Justice. 2/2 flyer when it returns. Oh, this is the Mana War. Love this card. 2/2 flyer Mana War, bounce the thing, and when you do that, put a counter on Justice. So many times. Now, you can't bounce tokens. That's the drawback. But you can bounce permanents. So, you know, equipment, like, keep that in mind, right? You can bounce equipment, art, enchantments, all the things, right? You can bounce that stuff too, and then you put a counter on Justice. So lots of times Justice is going to be bounce their creature, you have a 3/3 flyer for 3. That's really, really good. This, I think, is going to be one of the top uncommons in the format. Rewrite history. When one of your creatures becomes tapped, draw a card, loot basically, and then put a plan counter. When the fourth counter is put on, sacrifice it, and then return 2 instant and sorceries. So spells-ish, right? I don't know how well that will play with our other blue stuff. We can set that aside for now. I didn't, by the way, I talked about the scrying every turn of Political Triumph, but when you put the fourth counter on it, draw a card and put counters on your whole team. That's sweet, right? This is, again, aggro deck loves it. Wiccan Rising Magician, 4/4 flyer for 5. When you cast a non-creature spell, exile another target non-land, non-token. Basically blinks something else. Can be your opponent's, can't be a token. That seems to be a theme here. This wants non-creature spells, so we'll put that under with Rewrite History and kind of a Spells Matter thing, although I could see playing this in a blue deck more than the other. What else do we have here? Swordsman, Sharp Scoundrel, cares about villains. Lots of black creatures or villains, tons of them. When it enters, you basically get to equip an equipment for free, and equip creature. Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, it connives. That could be multiple creatures. That's, I like that black card. It's cool. Yellow Jacket, 1/2 flyer for 2. When another villain enters, it becomes a 2/2 lifelink. Plays well with Swordsman. I don't see us splashing either of these with Dark Fortress, by the way. Arnim Zola, Biofanatic, 3 mana, 2/3. That can repeatedly create tapped 2/1 villains with menace if it wants the graveyard thing. So I'm going to actually put this here next to green because these are graveyard cards. Rick Jones, Destined Sidekick, 1 mana, 0/3, 3 mill 4 cards, and put a hero or enchantment into your hand. This is another graveyard card. Would play with Mole Man, kind of. Tigra, Feline Fury, 2 mana, 2/1, flash trample when you gain life. Put a counter on Tigra. How are we gaining life? We haven't seen a ton of ways of doing that yet. So this is just like a green card. 2 mana, 2/1, flash trample maybe gets bigger somehow. Hercules, Prince of Power, 3 mana, 3/3. For 5 mana later, it can become a 4/4 with Vigilance, Indestructible, and Haste. Or remember, with Power Up, you can just play it for that. So later in the game, you can just pay 5 and you have a 4/4 Vigilance, Indestructible, Haste. That's why the Haste matters, playing it out of your hand. And then we have Avengers Tower. Colorless, but you can add a mana of any color to cast heroes. So, that's not unplayable in your red-white deck if you have a lot of heroes. And then the key thing is you can search for a hero for 4. So this is a consideration for our kind of red-white heroesy deck that we have going. And now let's color sort and see if we can, if we have a deck that comes together. Blue is a pretty good color for us here. There's some good blue consideration. It's not out of the question that you might, Justice is a hero, Kid Loki's a villain, Bruce Banner's a hero. It's not out of the question. You could build some like white, blue something, but this Saga is so awesome, especially at the top end of a aggro deck. You think about how many times an aggro deck might play like the red steal your opponent's best thing for a turn, and you're only planning to do that for a turn, and Civil War basically says I get to do it for 2.5 turns. Pretty nice. So let's look at some of our other white and red cards in particular. Civil War is kind of removal, but one of the things I'm looking for, we got some really good creatures as a core here. I'm looking for what kind of removal we have, and so one of the first things I see is Lightning Strike here, which is in this set. So we would definitely be including that. Stark Industries Executive, 1 mana, 1/2 that taps to make a treasure. So blue-red has like an artifact theme, and that is your way of making trinkety artifacts that can be sacrificed or used or whatever. Hydra Assault Robot is kind of doing the same thing. When another villain or artifact you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage. This is one of the few, you can see these are not legendaries, so you can imagine some of these in numbers, especially multiple robots. 1-3, that's not a very good stat line for us. We're not going to be creating tons of artifacts. I mean, we have Mind Stone, for example, and we have War Machine, but we're not going to be looking like we're going to be very artifact heavy. Kunlun Warrior, 2 mana 2/2. When it enters, you can sack an artifact or discard a card. If you do, draw a card. That potentially smooths out our draws. 2 mana 2/2 isn't nothing. It's a hero. I think, this is just potentially a solid 2. And then 3 Kree Sentinels. 5 mana reach. Oh, these are the land cyclers that will cycle for any basic land. So 2 mana land cyclers, not exciting, but they made the bodies better. Like a 5 mana 5/5 reach is not embarrassing, right? A lot of times these have been like 5 mana 3/5 reaches or something. Then you're like, what? If I'm not cycling it, why would I want it, right? So anyway, I'm not interested in any of these. They're villains anyway. Like this package kind of goes together. Lots of like artifact robot-y stuff, and we're not that interested in that. So now let's look at white over here. Panther Pounce, 1 mana instant, target player investigates, probably yourself. That's another way of making a trinkety artifact, by the way, in this set. Make a clue. Target creature gets +1/+0 and flying and untap it. That's a lot of stuff happening for 1 mana. Kind of a sweet combat trick. Giving +1/+0 makes War Machine pump itself and something else, right? Like its power is going up. I think Panther Pounce is a good combat trick for us. Shield Spy Kit, equipment, 1 mana, equip 1, +1/+1. When it attacks alone, untap it and scry 1. That's more of the white-black thing, and we already have a way of repeatedly scrying that I think fits what we're doing better. Brave Brawler, 2 mana, 2/1 lifelink, and you can power it up. I like that as an attacker. It's a hero. Captain America pumps it. War Machine pumps it. Captain America might want some equipment so that we pump the team for more. That might be a reason to play Spy Kit, to like equip Captain, like for none of the text on Spy Kit except +1/+1. But Captain America, like making Captain America pump for 2, maybe that's a reason to do that. But Brave Brawler is a decent 2 to include. Murdoch's Crusade, there's a teamwork card. Agent Maria Hill. Teamwork 4, tap 4 power and more of your stuff. Agent Maria Hill would get a counter and draw a card when you do that. You can choose 1 for 2 mana regardless. Exile target creature, toughness 4 or greater. Okay, like removal spell. Exile target enchantment with 4 or greater. You can do both if you teamwork. So, I mean, I would put this card in our deck, even though it's a sorcery, like kill a big thing. I would put this in our deck just for the first option as a decent removal spell. There's a lot of big dummies in this set. A lot of things are going to end up with toughness 4 or greater. So let's include that. Raft Security Officer, 2 mana 1/3. I'm already concerned, but tap to tap target creature, only costs 1 if you target a creature with power 3 or less. I can see us including maybe one of these. I wish it was a hero, but War Machine could maybe pump it to be a viable attacker, but basically just to tap down their thing. I don't think this is great, but maybe we include one. Agents of Shield, 3 mana 2/4. When a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1. I'm not excited about that. Web Up, we know that one from Spider-Man, right? That's, basically an Oblivion Ring, and that's removal, so I think that's pretty cool. Let's, and Luke Cage, we decided right now we're not all that interested in playing, so let's see. Where are we here? Looking at our lands, we have red touching black, we have white touching green, and we have white touching blue. Like white blue? Maybe, and play Justice, and you can play Avengers Tower as another way of casting Justice, like for the fixing. I can see that. This plays with our aggro plan, and whenever a permanent is to return to its hand, let's see, Superhero doesn't, or Mind Stone doesn't return it to its hand, it just blinks it. So that wouldn't count for that. But, yeah, interesting. You know, there's maybe a world too where we just splash Superhero Civil War, figure out, now, I don't think, there's not an easy way to splash that playing white X, though, if X isn't red. Aim Synthoids is a not nothing. It's a villain, unfortunately, but it's a 2-mana 1/3 that surveils. Kind of whatever. We look like we're a little bit awkward on playables. I'm going to publish this. Actually, will that work? You guys might not be able to see that if I do that. Well, I'll just get rid of these cards. We can always refine them. It's easy. I'm going to get rid of all these. See where we are. We're at 16 cards. Our curve looks nice, 1s and 2s into 3s and not too much top end. That looks pretty good. I kind of like this idea of playing Avengers Hanger for blue, and then like playing both copies of Justice. You know, granted, we're only going to have one way of, you know, if you put an island in here, we're only playing 3 sources for 2 blue cards. They're the same blue card. We could always only play one of them too. That's an option. If we look at like black cards for removal, Cruel Alliance is a teamwork card that also that exiles, and teamwork 2 means Maria Hill could cast Cruel Alliance by herself, or sorry, can teamwork Cruel Alliance by herself. Let's be proper about that. And then you exile anything, any creature, and you gain 3 life. I do like that. I don't like the idea of being super colorful here, but we are in a seal deck. Because, you know, like, what's our alternative? Play Shield Spy Kit to basically buff Captain America. Like, it's kind of a whatever. It does let you scry. Maybe you play that. Security Officer, I don't want to play a second one of those. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's a hero, so maybe you play Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. also. Luke Cage is a hero, and maybe you play Luke Cage just for that reason, but I'm not that excited about that 4. I really don't want to play any of this robot stuff. You know, maybe you play like 1 Kree Sentinel, especially if you're getting more colorful to be able to go get the land that you want. Maybe you play 2 for that reason. But we don't want to spend a lot of time messing around going and finding that stuff. So I don't know. Like Cruel Alliance, I could see playing Cruel Alliance as removal with Agent Maria Hill's ability, especially. None of these are. We don't care about any of these for our deck. Destroy target creature. I mean, fine. Surveil 1, but Cruel Alliance is our defeat is it's instant. Like, it's instant speed murder, Surveil 1 kind of. Not out of the question, I guess. But, you know, you look at playing like this Dark Fortress, for example. Our mana is gross here. We would probably play Cruel Alliance or Our Defeat, unless you want to play all 3 and go heavier on black. But the problem is that like Avengers Tower, which is some fixing, doesn't help you cast those cards because it's only helping you cast a hero spell or use a hero ability. Notably, by the way, Avengers Tower is a good way to create mana for doing things like transforming Bruce Banner. But now we're at 12 and 9. Maybe we play one Sentinel to help fix. Go get a basic. If we start adding basics, I'm going to be kind of afraid what this looks like because we probably should add 7 plains and mountains, and then we're already at our limit. And the problem is that we would like to go like this. And yeah, you have 8 sources, but I don't like those 8 sources because you can't use them to cast non-hero spells. Like I wouldn't count this as 8, I would count this as 7, and that's kind of gross. Yeah, I don't think that we can play. I don't think we can't play both off colors. I mean, I probably knew that ahead of time. I think probably we don't play the Dark Fortress, we don't play the Cruel Alliance, because Avengers Tower helps us cast Justice because it's a hero. And then you don't play a swamp, you play an island, and then that lets you play another white and red source. That's okay. 1 Kree Sentinel to fix, and then we need like one more creature, and it's probably Luke Cage because it's a hero. I don't plan on us attacking alone a lot, but you know, gives us a 4. We do one nice thing. Luke Cage, you know, attacking alone, playing with like Panther Pounce to put Luke Cage into the air isn't nothing. We got a lot of flying in this deck. War Machine's flying, Justice is flying, Captain America is flying. Let's see. Anything else flying? I mean, Panther Pounce makes us be flying. We're at 4. Oh, why didn't we have enough creatures? We still need one more creature. Ugh, disgusting. Let's see. What were our blue uncommons again? Kid Loki, Rewrite History. Instants and sorceries. That's too much messing around. Wiccan as a hero. It's just, we just don't have the mana to support that many blue cards. We're already pushing it by playing 2 copies of the same blue card. We only have 3 sources. I guess, I mean, how many, we're playing 7 planes plus Avengers Hangar plus Tower, but I don't count this as a source. That's the problem. Like, we're only playing 7 mountains right now. This is already touchy. This is, well, Sentinel technically gives us another source. Technically lets us go to get an island. Wiccan fits our flying plan, is a hero. When you cast a non-creature spell, we just don't have that many of them. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we play an executive. It's just such a stupid card, though. Don't like playing any of these cards, actually. We could play Synthoids, but you know, that smooths out our draws, Surveil 2. It's doing nothing else for us, is the problem. Literally doing nothing else for us. What does Mindstone? Mindstone ramps us a little bit, but what does it help us blink? Oh, yeah, Superhero Civil War, for sure. I like the idea of stealing our opponent's stuff with Civil War, making something that we steal an artifact, and then using Kunlun Warrior to sack the creature, and then Mind Stone could blink Warrior if you want to do it again. It's cool. Jeez, I mean, I'm not sure what else I want to play. Let's search here and see. Let's see what other heroes we have. Oh, Swordsman is both. Yeah. Black Widow. No. Some green cards. We have white green. But I don't care about any of these cards. None of these make me want to, splash into them. Hulk doesn't either. Can we deal Hulk damage in any repeatable way? Not that I want to be playing the game for that long. I'd like to be winning fast, but can we deal Hulk damage in any repeatable way? I don't know if we can. We need like some black card that hurts yourself, right? Okay, let's clear this. We could play a Stark Industries executive as a 1, and later it can create a token to help fix us. But this doesn't help us attack. I'd almost rather play another Kree Sentinel. We don't have that much at the top end of our curve here. And if you pitch one early to get the blue that you want anyway, play Justice, fine. Let's do that first. Let's try that first. And, we're at 15 and 8. Creature density is good. Let's try this first and see how it goes. We can always tweak that 23rd card. It's a little bit awkward. We have a lot of density of blue, and maybe there's a world in which maybe there's a world where we actually play white blue here, increase the density of heroes, and then but then like we can't play, we don't have fixing there to play Civil War. It's a problem. Yeah, I don't think so. This feels more spell heavy and more control-y also. I think I want to be white-red here. A lot of our best cards are there. So anyway, let's give this a shot. Here's how our non-creatures break down. We have what? 7, 1, and 7 for our lands. Curve is just great here, right? Five things to do on 1, and 6 on 2, and 7 on 3, and would rather be a little heavier on 2 than on 3, but what are we playing? Like Assault Robot? No. And Synthoids, Synthoids maybe, but didn't help us attack. So anyway, let's start here and see how it goes. Our removal is Murdoch's Crusade and Lightning Strike and Web Up and Superhero Civil War and Justice kind of through the back door. Let's give it a shot. See how it goes. So let's hide this and come back and build our deck in Arena. We'll give it a shot. Build the deck. Let's build a deck. Get rid of some of this stuff. Oh wait, we want Justice. Come back, Justice. All right, gone. Panther Pounce, Spy Kit, Brawler, Crusade, 1 Security Officer, Agents because they're hero, Web Up, Warrior Strike, 1 Sentinel, Venture's Hanger. Oh, we're at 40. We just have to fix our mana, huh? Get rid of the forests. We want 7 mountains. We don't want any swamps. We want 1 island. And we want 7 plains, right? And we're missing a card somewhere. Oh, 2 Kree Sentinels? That's right. That's right. That's right. Because that's going to be our 23rd card, and we're going to decide if we like that or not. All right, let's give it a shot. Play some games. Red, white, splashing blue. Marmots the Mighty. Well, that's fine start. No red anywhere to be seen, but we've got the blue land to play Justice. Maria Hill on 1. Murdoch's Crusade coming later. Maybe Triumph on 1. Huh, I don't know. We'll see. We got a good start to the game. Let's put it that way. Can play the Hanger tap to start with. We don't have to have Maria Hill, I guess. Or do we play Maria Hill? Yeah, maybe we play Maria Hill and we, to attack with her, hopefully, play Hanger on 2, because we can just play Triumph on 2. Yeah, that's better. Because we don't need to play Murdoch's Crusade, right? No, that can be a card that's played later. We're going to play this. We're going to gain a life. We're going to play Triumph. Boom. Attack with Maria Hill. Teamwork 4 is a thing, but now we can play Justice next turn, and we have a 3/3 flyer, and we have enough teamwork to be able to play Crusade. So there's the robot. Ooh, Mountain. Love it. Play this. Please pick this up. And then we scry. This curve's looking nice, isn't it? We scry. Do we want the Mountain? I don't think so. We already have red. The only double red card we have is Red Hulk. We want gas, so let's put that down. Oh, right. Justice only gets the counter if you return your thing. That's right. But it's still not terrible. Okay. Artifact you control enters. So a Crusade can't kill the automaton. We definitely don't want to cycle the Sentinel because we want the gas out of it, right? And we already have our colors, so we're just going to attack with Justice and kind of sit until next turn. It's not great, but we don't have a good play there. We definitely don't want to cycle Sentinel, and we don't have anything to kill with Crusade. Okay. I sense a theme. Ah, nice. Now automaton becomes a toughness 4 or greater thing, right? Attack with your... Why not attack with a 4/4? Doesn't want to attack into open mana? I don't care. Ooh, Mind Stone. Okay. Play Mountain. Sentinel we can play at any time. Play... They don't have an enchantment. They have a lot of artifacts. We don't have to play this with Teamwork. But if we do play it with Teamwork, well, you have to have an enchantment to target. We don't want to target our own enchantment, do we? Tough. Tough. Play Crusade without Teamwork, I suppose. We just don't care about Maria. Maria's just going to sit there probably. Yeah. Play Mind Stone. Play Crusade. Exile the automaton. Bye-bye. Attack with Justice. Sentinel comes out next turn. Mindstone blinking Justice to repeatedly make them pick stuff up at the end. That's pretty sweet interaction, actually, just right there. Justice attacking in the air, right? And then at the end of your turn, if you've harnessed Mindstone, then you can blink Justice. Justice comes back untapped. Justice makes them bounce a thing. I kind of like that. It's cool. Repulsor Blast, deal 5. Okay. Got it. Unfortunate, but... Oh, don't mind my pooch behind me here. Okay, we can play both cards. We can equip Maria Hill and untap it and scry. Or we can play Sentinel out, but we can't attack this turn. I kind of like the idea of being able to attack now. So let's play this. Let's equip it to Maria. Then attack with Maria. That allows us to scry. Like, we don't want that island at all, right? Oh, actually, I mean, the island's a consideration only because you can then harness the Mind Stone, but we can do that with any land. We already have our blue mana. We only have one more copy of Justice to play for that blue mana anyway. We kind of don't care. So this is okay. They're gonna have to deal with Maria Hill now. They don't know that we don't have any other teamwork spells. That's fine. Good. Deal 4. See, they've now used their deal 5, and we have Sentinel in hand. So, like, next turn we can play Sentinel and equip the Spy Kit if we want, and then we get Avengers Tower. So this is great because now the next turn we can start hunting for hero cards. That's a real benefit of Avengers Tower. We can harness Mind Stone, but we don't have anything we want to blink right now. So yeah, we're just gonna play Sentinel and equip. Yeah, and scry. We don't want the land. See that repeatable scry? It's nice, right? It's nice. Yep. End turn. And then next turn, even if we draw a land, we can harness Mind Stone. And would we want to blink anything? No. Frozen and oh, actually, this is perfect. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. This is great. Okay. Harness Mind Stone. Fantastic. Boom. Blink Sentinel. Goodbye to your aura. Thank you very much. And War Machine and Scry 1. And we love it. And we get another counter on Triumph. How good was that? Just completely nerfed their aura, right? We have Lightning Strike to be able to kill literally either of their creatures. Yes, fine. Okay. Probably need to kill one of the assault robots because, yeah, draw a card for each artifact. Oh, that's nice. They load up. They load up. Panther Pounce. Ooh! Sentinel in the air. What a great use of that card. Okay. So, what do we want here? War Machine. Play out War Machine. That's going to make the Sentinel a 6/5. Spy Kit, 7/5. Panther Pounce, 8/5. Lightning Strike to the face. Love it. Love it. Opponent's tapped out. Should we win the game? Let's go win the game. Let's win the game. War Machine. Boom. Oh, we pump our whole team too, and we get Justice. Watch. Right? Sack. Pump team. Draw Justice. Even better. Spy Kit. Equip. Fantastic. Panther Pounce. Using Mind Stone. Boom. Target player investigates target creature. Gets +1/+0. We kill our opponent just with War Machine now. Oh, this is great. Right? Boom. Attack. Good game. That ended up pretty nice, right? Pretty nice play. An opponent had good artifact synergy, and we still end up with a pretty nice set of interactions. I like how our deck played. We didn't have any red initially, and the 5/5 did work. 5/5 is a great thing to put in the air with that little combat trick, right? Like it. Opponent had to waste removal on other things. I like that the 5/5 that equipment putting the 5/5 out of range of that red spell is notable. All right. Let's see here. Oh, definitely worse than last time. We don't have mana for any of these things. We can play Mind Stone on 2 and Captain America on 3 with no other mana. We probably need to keep this because we can at least start playing. Oh, Quicksilver's free. Oh, I forgot all about that. Yes. Oh, that's so good. That's going to be so annoying, right? And then we drew, oh, we got Lightning Strike live too. That's awesome. Oh, that's so good. What a great start for an aggro deck. You just love it, right? You just love it. Mind Stone and Ramp. Get it started early. Boom. Attack. Bullseye. Oh, Bullseye is going to kill Quicksilver. Okay. Fine. Discard a card, buddy. All right. Discard Hulk Smash. Fine. You killed our 1/1 that attacked you for free. All right. I think we want to kill this so that this is not just dealing damage to things. I mean, we don't want to play Captain America and have Bullseye just kill it, right? Because they would, if they draw one more land, they could do it for 3 plus the ward cost of 1. We need Bullseye to die first, so let's do. Let's just Lightning Strike this. It's fine, and we'll play Captain America next turn. Make them have to use some other kind of 3/2 prowess artifact. Fascinating. Should we make them pick it up with Avengers Tower? I don't mind that. Or should we play Captain America? Nah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let's tempo them down. Let's do this. Pick it up, please. Cute. Captain America next turn, and then Mind Stone can be harnessed the turn after that, and we can start doing shenanigans with Justice. Or Sentinel this turn. Love the flavor on Jessica Jones getting a stun counter by using her power there. It's cool. We already have all of our colors that we're going to need, so we don't need to cycle Sentinel for sure. I think just let's put some pressure on here. Let's play Sentinel. Like if they have the 5 mana or the 5 damage removal spell, congratulations. But let's see if they have it. Next turn we can already start Mind Stone shenanigans with Justice, like attack with Justice, blink Justice, pick up your thing, right? And then just do that every turn. Super annoying. Like they're -1 creature every turn that they play. I think, by the way, that I think this is going to be the last game that I play. Yikes. Mythic Rare Thor. 5/5. When it enters, exile target equipment. Or Incinerosaurus 3 till the end of your next turn, you may play it. Oh. Gross. Okay. Gosh, I don't like that. Okay, I mean, play the land. Then I think the play is we attack with Sentinel because we want Thor to block, right? So, because this should get through. Like, we want to offer this trade. And then we Mindstone Harness Blink Justice, which then picks Thor up, right? Yes, I think that's correct. We want to tempo them out of existence here. Blink it, bring it back, make them pick up Thor. And now hopefully they have a mana problem with playing Thor and the card. I hope. Because if they have another land, if literally any land, then they can just play Thor and the 2-mana removal spell, and then they're like killing Sentinel and dealing 2 to anything, which is probably Justice, and we're very sad. Yep, that's what it is. This is just a great card. We're gonna have problems dealing with this. We can kill it with Murdoch's Crusade. We can kill it with Web Up, or banish it for a little while with Web Up. Yeah, it's just so bad. So bad. Gosh. Nice job. Very nice. Now we play out our hand. Justice blinks. See, we don't want to blink Thor. Gosh, it's so bad. We don't want to blink Thor, but they... because they're just going to kill our whole team. We basically have to hope that they don't have removal spells in there, is the problem. So we can like blink Jessica Jones. And maybe we actually blink our own thing, like we play Captain America and blink it, but or put it back in our hand so that we don't give them a target of that. Give Justice a counter that at least protects it from like Hulk Smash, right? Try to like put it out of range, kind of. Grow Justice little by little. It's a slow plan, but it's a plan. Short of getting removal for Thor, we're kind of in trouble. Red Guardian wouldn't be bad either. Block Thor, blink, and Red Guardian, kill Thor. That's another way to do it. Red Hulk potentially blocks Thor. My gosh, it's so bad. Oh, you're not killing the 3/3? Oh, you probably have another spell. That's what it is. Great. Yeah, fantastic. Thor is just, I mean, what a... Oh, you're a 12/7. That's great. Why? Oh, a double creature. Okay, good job. You win. Very good. Very, very good. All right, we're going to do one more game in this session, and I think we'll leave any remaining games of this deck for another session later today. This will be about all the time that I have on the stream right now. Okay. Can play Brawler off of Tower. It's a hero. Cannot play Security Officer. Don't care all that much. Can play Mind Stone. No, cannot play Mind Stone. Yeesh. This is dicey, especially for going first. Civil War is awesome. I wish it counted as a hero spell because it has hero in the name. This is a very questionable hand. So questionable. I think I'm going to keep it. I don't like keeping it, but I think my chances of drawing a card that is good, you know, like, okay, now I have a second card that I can potentially play. We'll play Brawler now. Basically, I think that it was better to keep there than to go down. This is good. It was better to keep there than to go down 10 percentage points of win rate. We don't want to lose a third land. We'd like to get to Civil War, right? So we just play Mountain, Agent, Warrior, and pitch Officer, because it's kind of whatever. Like, we want to find lands here. Captain America can be played next turn and can enable our team to attack through the 1/3. That's good. Good. We would love, love, love a Plains next turn, because then we can play Mind Stone Captain America and be set up to play Civil War on the next turn. And that would be pretty good. Blue black, draw second card, kill things. Okay. Sentinel. Well, that's not terrible. We cycle Sentinel here. We have two of them, remember. We cycle Sentinel to get a Plains. Is that better than just playing Captain America? What's our next turn look like, even if we draw a land? Next turn, if we draw Plains, we have kind of a boring turn because you can't play into the 5-drops. I think this is still correct. Land cycle this, get a Plains, play the Plains, play the Mind Stone, have enough mana to do whatever we want next turn. If they buff their creatures, we just steal them. Looks like opponent might be having some mana issues, maybe. Forge, draw a card. Okay. Yeah, put a counter on. Play a land. Attack. No blocks. What are the 2 mana? This is interesting. We might want to try to blink their cavalry here in the hopes that if they have a removal or like a counter spell that they use it against Justice and not against Civil War. We really want Civil War to hit. We get greedy, we play Civil War. Could power up the lifelinker, but that seems lame. I think I like trying this. Okay, no counter magic happening there. Pick that up. No attacks yet. Get them to replay their thing. Or maybe even play something bigger like Madame Mask. She connives, make a villain. Okay. We could steal Madame Mask and the token, right? Opponent is tapped out. The whole team gets pumped next turn. Play out Captain America. Land would let us harness Mindstone and keep Civil War going, potentially. Oh, we could even use Mindstone to blink their token that we stole. I love it. I love stuff like that. We blink Madame Mask. Then we draw the second card. We get the villain and we get to keep it. That's cool too. Blink Justice. Justice can't do a token though. Secret Invasion. Fascinating. Turn the biochemist into what? Justice? But that's not going to do anything. There's not a lot of good targets here. Yeah, okay, but you've become Justice, but you don't blink anything. Cavalry, fine. Yeah, great. Attack us. No one cares. Quicksilver. Play out my hand. Right? That worked well for us. Now there's going to be a fight happening. Do they notice that Madame Mask could potentially have to fight something? Worst case scenario, token fights justice, and then I get justice back. Desperate. Bullseye, chuck something, pay the word cost, kill Captain America. That seems like the best play for them. Yep. Yep. Pay it, kill Captain America. That was a pretty expensive cost, though. You know, they had to pitch a removal spell, basically. Target creature you control fights up to one other target creature. And oh, I should just win, right? I mean, well, Madame Mask is going to go back to their side. But do I win? How can I do this in a way that I win? Can have them fight each other. Okay. Electric kills something. Justice, fine. Draw lightning strike, we win. Avengers Tower will help us go get heroes now, potentially. Double strike doesn't help us that much. Sentinel is a big problem for our opponent. Unless they have a counterspell. Okay, got it. No, not yet. Panther Pounce wins the game for us. Lightning Strike wins the game for us. Web Up might win the game for us. Justice, the other Justice could win the game for us. Oh, that's a cool return. Bullseye, Deathlock Soldier. I like that interaction. It's very expensive. I mean, it's a 6-mana cycle to pull it off. But, you know, pitch it, get it back to your hand. 6, deal 2 to anything. Very expensive, but works. You have to tap Bullseye. Like if they do that this turn to kill Quicksilver, then the Sentinel gets an attack. Ah, okay. Yeah. So let's see. The play here is like Do we want to harness? I don't think so. Like, we want to go and get a hero. Right? Okay, that was awesome. Please get rid of all 3 of those nasty lands. Play this plan. Force the issue with Sentinel. Killing. Do we want to trade the Sentinel for Bullseye? I don't think so. Opponent's going to make a bunch of menace creatures. I don't think we want to do that because, yeah. Draw 2 cards. Okay, I would have rather done that with Madame Mask on board, but that's okay. Now they have something to pitch to deal 2, kill Quicksilver, right? Three lands on bottom improves our draw percentage to, let's see, 19 cards remaining. 11 of them are non-lands. Almost 60% to draw a non-creature. Okay, Justice. Interesting. Oh, I see. Replay. I mean, you're paying 3 either way, right? Like, you're paying 3. This is not. Oh, I guess doing it that way, you get a counter on Justice. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I don't like that at all. Is there any hero that we can draw that like wins the game for us? No, not really. Harness the Mind Stone on the opponent's turn, or go get a hero. See, we don't want to ditch non-hero cards right now. Like, we want Lightning Strike. We want Lightning Strike. Panther Pounce would be fine too. Although Justice kind of gets in the way of that. Okay, so the opponent is trying to trade using Bullseye here. That's what's going on here. We want to take this damage because we can put Kree Sentinel into the air. We want to take this. We want to use our life total as a resource here because we want to have the potential to put Sentinel in the air and win the game. They don't know that we have that trick in our deck. Yes, return that to your hand. Find Bullseye, deal 2 damage to my face. Okay, Madame Mask, all good. Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna harness the Mind Stone just so that we have that ability going. Opponent's building a board. We would like to win now, please. Panther Pounce. And we win the game. Cool, huh? See? If we block that damage, they use Bullseye and kill our Sentinel, but we just win now. Here you go. Attack. Win. Good game. That was good planning, folks. Good planning. Okay. So, thanks for watching. We've got a good 2-1 start to this deck, losing only to Mythic Thor, which deserves to win games. It's a great card. Broken in half. Yeah. So we're gonna close the. I'll just put the deck up here so we have a view of that as we close down here. So that's one of the final scenes of the video. But yeah, I will be back later this evening with more of these games and maybe the opening and building of another pool. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.